Welcome back to Business AM. You're watching Metropole Television. Be involved in the conversation at Metropole TVKE, YouTube, Facebook and Twitter. We are live. Sending those comments via 20, that is 20146. That is your SMS line. I am at Kiage Simba, I'm at Kiage Simba, yes, on Twitter. Let's get talking as well. Good. Now, everybody does know that the way the economy is running right now is not essentially what you are used to. The biggest thing happening in the economy right now is that you have to sell up to a certain point, because by 4 p.m. you should be done and dusted and traveling home. So businesses are really trying to figure, how are we going to sell within this time? And you're wondering, how do I go about it? How do I target my customers? How do I get them where now they are? That's the big question, because we are not into a lockdown. No, we're not. The services have to continue. That even when services continue, that even for the economies that are in a lockdown, essential services are going on, and you might find yourself within this essential services docket and you're wondering, how do I sell therefore? That's the question. Joining me this morning is a lady with a very beautiful name, and I'm going to say it, Patience Rain Atsango. She is the brand strategy director at Digitech Brands. She's here basically to tell you how you are supposed to sell now within this COVID-19 pandemic. So take out your pens and papers. It's time to take those notes if you really need to be in business within this time. Patience, thank you very much for joining us this morning.
Thank you for having me.
All right, I just want us to start from a very basic point. The guys who are thinking, why should I change? My customers have my number. They know where I am. Why do I have to necessarily therefore change the way I sell my services and products to my customers?
Okay, so first of all, I want to start with the fact that we all understand we are going through a crisis, and coronavirus is there, and we don't know how long it's going to last.
Yes.
So we need to actually basically look into so many fundamentals on how we are going to manage not only our businesses but also our consumers, and also how they consume our products, and also how they consume different services that we want to offer.
Yes.
And again, we want to provide services and still sell to them in a way that feels natural and authentic. And that's why we have the online platforms. I know most people believe that online platform is not very personal,
yes,
but then again, you can create a scenario where you build a brand that is trusted and people can actually buy from you without feeling that they are going to get robbed or something.
Yes.
All right. So there's all that. So today I just want to talk about different scenarios where you can market your products online and still build a customer trust,
yes,
so that your brand still maintains the relevance that it's supposed to.
Pretty much, and that's the conversation this morning. Therefore,
exactly.
So somebody listening to you, you've been getting your clients. They've been coming to your shop. They've been calling you now. Now there's this social distancing. There's this curfew now. Where do you start from now building this trust online?
Okay, so first of all, we all understand that digital transformation has come in, and there's no way you're going to escape it.
Yes.
And yesterday I just saw an image where somebody has said digital transformation has not come through CIOs or CMOs, but through coronavirus. So what is digital transformation? Somebody might ask. So digital transformation basically is not just you being on social media, but digital transformation is actually building a way in which people can interact with your products, services, and content on a technological way, and not just your customers, but even your employees and all that.
Yes.
And when it comes to digital, we have two different kinds of digital consumers. So these are the adopters, and then there is the innovators. So when you look at innovators, we're looking at people like the Amazon, Uber, and Airbnb. So you find that a company like Amazon, in fact, it's actually opening more doors for employment. And other people that even are adopting the digital way of doing things, they are still, their businesses are still afloat, even in the United States of America, where most businesses have actually closed down.
Yes.
And this also comes down to e-commerce and all that, right? So some people might think digital is just for the e-commerce businesses,
Yes.
but that's not the truth. It's actually for each and every person. And if you look at right now, somebody like Mr. Chris Kirubi and his company, The Center, they're already advocating for e-learning for students. Students are actually consumers of content, and that is education.
Yes.
And how is it being consumed? It's being consumed in the digital platforms. Right now we need food. How do you buy your food? It's online. But then again, you realize that there are these systems that don't necessarily need to utilize the online platforms, but they still require digital transformation within their systems.
Yes.
And how do you manage your team? Maybe you have a team that is working from the workplace still, like, you know, like there's a workforce that you can't eliminate them completely.
Pretty much from work, isn't
Yeah,
it? Yes.
like a company like Unga Limited, they'll
Yes.
still have people in the millers and all that. But then there's a group of people, because again, you can't have everyone at work. So there are people that can use the digital platforms and others that may not necessarily use the digital platforms. So you might have millers actually being on the site and still have people like managers, marketers, finance directors using the different online systems in order to collaborate with the teams and all that.
Yes.
Yeah.
So now there's somebody who's listening to you, especially this morning. I just want us to really talk about this SME. We would like to think that if it's a bigger business, they figured their presence online, and it's actually easy for them to even start building platforms tomorrow because the services are pretty much in high demand right now. So the small business listening to you and then saying, if I go to Digitech Solutions today and talk to patients, how long is going to take, therefore, for me to build this online profile that is trustable? What do I need to have in my profile that a customer is going to look and say, wow, yeah, I can trust this business. I can give them my money to give me the services and products?
Actually, I can tell you for a fact that not only the small businesses are suffering right now, but also big businesses.
Is it true that even the bigger businesses are suffering right now?
Yeah,
Yes.
I do have information of some of our clients that actually have laid off their staff already because they are not able to manage their workforce. So there's that going on right now, but it's actually under the water. You might not really know what is going on, but there are actually people already being laid off. So I remember last year, there's a big company in the country, a very big brand, that we were really telling them about taking their brand online because of the way they sell the product. They can actually move into the e-commerce platforms, and they were like, no, we don't want to move online because selling to people directly is more personalized. So you find such companies like those ones right now, they are forced to go into the digital way without really being told to, because it's a force.
Or when it's pretty much too late or too sudden to start doing it right now.
Yeah.
Yes.
But I can't really say it's too late or too sudden, because digital transformation is a way of waking us up, you know, to greater advantage. Even after the coronavirus, digital transformation is not going anywhere. And we just need to keep on building it and moving even from digital adopters to digital innovators, where we build sustainable systems online. So I'll give you an example. For example, the small businesses, these are some of the businesses that can actually utilize the free solutions that are actually online. Like when you want to collaborate with your team, you find that you have different platforms like, you know, Skype for business. You can use Hangouts, you can use
there's Bitrix as well,
Google
isn't it?
Duo, and different ways on how to collaborate with your team in terms of communication. You can use different CRM systems, like you mentioned, the Bitrix. And then now there is social media. Social media is pretty much, you know, free, and you just need to understand the different metrics and situations that you need to trigger yourself and educate yourself more, so that you can actually be able to sell your products and still maintain that, you know, upscale of your business.
Yeah, it's interesting that you're saying that even bigger companies therefore are affected now by the COVID-19 pandemic. They've realized, wow, we gotta go online. We have to start coming up with proper ways of even monitoring the workers that we have here. Not all of them have to be here now. Therefore, are you saying therefore that this, what we're going through right now, the COVID-19 pandemic in the economy now, should act as a turnaround for the way in which we view our economy, is that we need to start taking it online?
Definitely.
Yes.
Definitely.
And so when somebody tells you, wow, I got to take my business online, where do you tell them to start from?
Okay, first of all, I'll tell them to start hustling.
I see.
You know, most people don't really understand the word hustle. To hustle is actually to relentlessly pursue what you want to do now. So you need to come up with strategies on what is required right now.
Yes.
Because number one, you need to set up systems on how are you going to collaborate with your teams.
So the only thing that really needs to be set up right now is collaborating with your teams.
Yes.
That right now, you're saying the patients within this COVID-19 pandemic.
That is actually one of the things.
That's one of the things.
Yeah.
But you gotta figure how I'm going to talk with my team.
Yeah.
They gotta feel my presence. They gotta
Yes.
be there for the business.
Yes.
Yes.
And then you need also to come up with a contingency plan.
I see.
Like, hey, we have this pandemic, we need to cut down on, you know, certain things. You need to look at what fixed costs are not required right now.
Yes.
For example, you do have a sales team that was going to go out and sell. How are you going to still collaborate with this sales team so they can know how to sell online and still make it feel very authentic and natural, as I'd said earlier?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. Which therefore also pushes me to ask you therefore, you've spoken to businesses right now during this COVID-19 pandemic, and I already have conversations with my friends also who are in your field as well, who are saying, wow, people didn't realize the need to really go online.
Yeah.
It's now that they realize, had we been online, then this shift wouldn't have really affecting us that much.
Yeah.
Are you feeling the same culture block within the economy where digital transformation is not our thing as an economy, or we are yet together?
Yeah, and this digital transformation actually starts from the leadership, whereby they need to empower their teams in order for them to adopt the culture of innovation and building data-driven strategies when it comes to social media, so that somebody doesn't just post something on social media and says, oh, we've gotten one like. It's not going to take you anywhere. You need to build a culture of developing relevant content, study the market, understand who your customers are, and drive the right content for them. And also when it comes to your website, you need to now optimize on search engine optimization, build your SEO up, because now this is the time you need to get found, because there are so many people playing around your field. So how are you going to top? So there's all that. So you need basically to work with an agency. For example, you can work with a company like ours that can actually be able to help you, you know, analyze your business and help you build the right systems in place when it comes to driving traffic to your business.
Which is another question that I got. Is a good thing that we've actually touched there. I've got friends of mine and they run business, and they're telling me that, Simba, the only reason I had this website is that for any other person who doesn't come to my business, they'll find me. So now, the question is, therefore, how do they improve, therefore, this online presence and transform this digitally? That's the question. And the other question that I got is that, well, now we are forced to go online, and it's true that we have people within the company that can actually build this website to sell the services that we need. But how do we make it active? How do we make it more visible? Because we need it like today, like we need it now. Because that's a question that I was also getting.
Yeah, I like the fact that you've also mentioned about your friends using their website and trying to drive traffic. One of the problems that most people have is that they think, once I have a website up, I'm ready to sell.
You're pretty much good to go.
Actually, that is just the first step.
That's the first step?
Yeah, that's the
Having
first step.
a website is just the first step?
It's just the first step.
Yes.
And you need to have a website that is able to actually drive conversions, because many times you're going to use good content on social media to drive traffic into your website.
I like how you're relating now social media to your website. Is that something that people have to understand, that the only thing that's going to drive people to your website is good content on social media?
Yes,
so it's got to start from social media before guys come to your website.
Yes.
So for those people who need to be visible now, they got to improve their social media activity. Yes.
And then when you get to your website, you need to trigger these people towards doing something. Have the right lead pages, you know, that are going to really drive these people into taking an action. In marketing, we normally call it call to actions. What are the call to actions that are going to prompt this person to say, okay, fine, I'm interested in your product?
Another question that I got now, Patience, that you really gonna be at the position to answer is that, is it okay now for these smaller businesses who found themselves sort of sidelined now? You need that money to set up that good website. We don't have it now because pretty much for the last 1 month, the sales have not been coming in because of COVID-19. Well, we have the products and services here, but can we leverage on social media to therefore sell these services as we build ourselves digitally? Or are you telling them, well, don't use the social media, pretty much take this time to build yourself for the future? Is that what's going to happen? Like, take the beat, take the beating right now, but it is open your eyes, like, let's build for the future now.
No, like I said, you need to hustle now. Like, the future is now.
Yes.
And this is the time that you have to put everything that you got into your business, because you don't know what other kind of coronavirus is going to come.
Aha. So
I'm not saying. I'm not saying.
I mean, when you say like that, everybody understands. Isn't it? There could be another coronavirus.
Yeah.
So we need to protect ourselves from this type of things, isn't it? All right. Another question, therefore, is that how long will it take, therefore, for you as Digitech, therefore, to sort of tell these businesses what they need to do? And is it possible, Patience, because that's what they need now, for you to be off today, and then as from tomorrow onwards, people are sort of trying to see a different digital presence for your business?
Actually, it only takes you 7 days to build a social platform, or rather to build a social presence.
Just 7 days?
Just 7 days. And you can even take 7 days to build a starting website or a landing page that you can actually drive content to your business.
Yes.
And it doesn't really need to take you a lot of money.
It's interesting, isn't it? So what's the average amount of money that we're talking about for the first 7 days?
Okay, so if you have like not if you're looking like for a consultant, if you want to do everything yourself from scratch through education, you can actually spend maybe 20,000 on probably hosting your site and everything. What I'm saying is that there are free tools that you can actually build your website for free, like the WordPress, and then you just let them host it for you. Now the hosting is now what you pay for, and the different services like pushing your search engine optimization and all that. You don't need a lot. You only need to get to that much when now you want to scale up.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
All right. And the other conversation around this is that...
And this is a very tested scenario, actually.
It pretty much works, isn't it?
Yeah.
All right. The other question is therefore, is that, yes, you find the smaller businesses are ready to go online, and I know, Patience, we're talking about our economy. We do have the culture. I gotta touch, I gotta smell for me to give you your money. The question is, how do you sort of present a trustable profile online, which is going to make somebody say, well, I'm ready to give Patience my 10,000 shillings so that I can get those services?
Okay, so some of the things that small businesses can actually leverage on are, for example, if you're an e-commerce platform, reviews say a lot about your business. If I want to buy something on, let's say, Jumia? I have to check the reviews. What are people saying about this product? Has anybody been able to consume this particular product? And you'll find, let's say, for example, businesses like IT companies, okay? You might build different case studies on your website so that when you do like a social media post, like, I am selling a CRM product, how can this person really have the confidence? So when they go to your website and they see that you have case studies of the companies that have actually implemented the solution, they can trust you more. You can have testimonials on your website from different people or different companies that you've actually done the solution for. And if you feel that maybe you don't have that, you're at a starting point, then you can start by providing free demos. To
pretty much make sure that everybody can see exactly what it is you're doing and get to comment on it. So are you saying that it's very important before you put your face online, that at the time when you're taking your service online and your products, that you gotta provide for a section where people get to review your product, and from there you do know exactly what it is that you need to do next? Which is very important.
And it doesn't really apply to all businesses, but to some you can actually use case studies and testimonials. All right, now the next question is that there's now, when we're talking about the COVID-19 pandemic, nobody knows exactly when it's going to end. So now, is it time therefore to cut down
on your employees, because that's the other question that we're asking, is that when you talk to these smaller businesses, yeah, you need money to take yourself online now, or you need to build that proper presence online. Can you cut down so you have this money, therefore, to spend on your online presence? Because when you go online, you also start to think about other services, delivery, consultation, calls, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yes. Is it that time, therefore, to start cutting back? Yes.
I think the whole idea here is not to cut down on employees, but rather to employ. The reason why you're going online is to create a scenario of survival for your business and also scaling up and growing.
Yes.
So if your business is going to grow, then definitely you can need more people to actually support the growth of the business.
Yes.
So it's not really about cutting down on people, but rather cutting down on costs that you don't really need now, and put that those costs into the technology that you require to push your business forward. And you see, like, of course, I understand your point where you might find that some people might become, let's say, irrelevant. I don't think anybody is irrelevant in a business.
Yes.
When you sit with your team, you can understand what are their strength points, and then you can push them towards that direction, but now to act from their capacity from a technology point of view.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. Which therefore means that, are you going to sort of look at the people that you have and then take them to different channels,
Yes.
which your business is
Basically
setting up?
empowering them.
Yes.
Yeah.
Pretty much, isn't it? Now let's talk about Digitech therefore in the Kenyan economy. I know you've been in the market for some time now.
Yeah.
Are smaller businesses, or is the economy therefore realizing the importance of being online?
Definitely.
Yes. And which is the question that I wanted to ask you therefore. You find that even digital solutions, I will talk about Amazon and Alibaba, that are not natively Kenyan, are the ones that are oversubscribed by Kenyans. What's the comment about that? Are we not trusting our local solutions online? Yes.
The whole idea here is, like I'd mentioned earlier, we have digital innovators and digital adopters.
Okay.
So find like a company like Amazon, they put in so much into technology as opposed to the normal way of doing things. So they build a platform that people can actually trust.
Yes.
That if I send my money on Amazon, I'm actually going to get my product and my money is going to be received. So you find that in Kenya, yes, we have a lot of e-commerce platforms, but they have not really built trusted brands that I can trust. Okay, if I go to this e-commerce platform, I'll get my stuff.
Yes.
We had a scenario, I think 2 months ago, where there's this e-commerce platform that people bought stuff and they never really got them. I think you remember that issue.
I do.
So those are some of the kind of things that make people not trust brands.
Yes.
Like people don't take keen interest in really sacrificing into technology.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that's where the challenge begins.
Yeah,
isn't it?
and people need to get educated.
Yes.
People need to get educated in the importance of using these different systems and technologies, because you can actually trust a system that is working more than a person.
Pretty much, isn't
Yeah.
it? Interesting now.
Yeah.
I know you've spoken to these businesses as well. What is the biggest challenge when you look at exactly why most of them therefore have not gone on, when you put those challenges together, how do you sum them up? What comes out as synonymous challenge for most of them?
Okay, I would say right now, the minute the president announced everybody should go home, everybody was in a panic, and businesses just send their people home without really sitting down and looking for what is the strategy forward.
Yes.
So you find that in the next 3 months, if they don't come up with a strategy, these businesses are gonna get wiped out.
Yes, sir.
So that is the biggest challenge. Right now, most businesses are just sitting back, hoping that
Things are gonna get
situation is
better.
gonna get better.
But there's no promise of that.
Yeah.
There's no promise of that, isn't
Yeah,
it?
yeah.
All right, patience now for people who want to talk to, therefore, because I know a lot of people now are
Yeah.
looking to online to transform their businesses digitally. How can they get reached to you?
They can go to our website at digitechbrands.com and
Yes.
send us an email,
Pretty
and we'll
much.
definitely get back to them.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Now you do know. Patience, thank you very much for coming to Metropole TV studios today.
Thank
Trust me,
you.
you're a blessing to many today.
You're
Don't say that.
welcome.
All right. Now you do know that you
Thank
need
you.
to transform your business digitally. And from Patience, she says, it might not just be COVID-19. There might be another coming. So you're going to be found off guard again. Talk to her. Digitech Solutions talk to us. We'll link you also to them today as we do more of it. My name is Simba Elijah Charles Kiege. This has been another edition of Business AM. Keep safe, keep social distance, sanitize,